the game slowed down for me is kind of the biggest thing. I think I'm definitely more aggressive probably in that middle area when you come off a ball screen. Mid-range jump shots, floaters. I think I could probably get to my floater a little bit more. I haven't seen a ton of drop coverage, so it's been kind of hard to get to that. But other than that, I think there's still a lot of areas to improve. I think over the course of the last few games, the teams we've played, a lot of them have begun to like really take away the roller and take away AB. So I think seeing our skips on the weak side is where we can kind of grow collectively. And then I think just all of us kind of understanding the sequence of game a little bit better. And obviously that starts with me as our point guard. And, when we have a few bad possessions, we got to slow down and really work for a good one. So I think continuing to grow in that area is going to be important for us.
What about the change of coaching? How is that impacting your game?
I think Steph's been tremendous. She's somebody that knows what the Fever organization is all about. She understands winning and how to win. She's won there before. I think she's a great players coach. She's going to hold us to a standard that she expects every single day, but at the same time, she's going to continue to build us up and be there for us. So I think Steph's been really good, and not only Steph, I think our entire staff.
Caitlin, you have heard this phrase since last season, Caitlin Carter. For you, I'd like to know what the Lexie Hall effect has been for you with her friendship and as a teammate.
I think Lex has been tremendous, and obviously she's a player that probably doesn't get a ton of credit, and she's not one to care at all, but I think the way she impacts the game for us, and maybe earlier in her career was especially on defense, and she was going to be an energy player. She was going to dive on the floor for loose balls. She's going to be aggressive. But I think over the course of these last couple of years, she's really begun to shoot the ball well. I think her offensive skill set has just continued to grow, which has just been really fun to watch. And then just speaking as a friend and as a teammate, one of the most selfless people I've ever been around. She's going to do whatever she can to help this team win, and those are the type of people you really want in your locker room. So really thankful for her, and I think she's had a tremendous year this far. So we rely on her for a lot, and she doesn't always get a lot of credit, but she definitely deserves it.
The two of you played some legendary coaches in college. Premier
Yeah.
Tara, obviously. Did that help in terms of bringing the chemistry together?
Yeah, Tara and Coach Bluter are also friends, so there's like that to bond over too. I think the way Tara and Coach Bluter go about things is very similar. They're going to hold you to the highest standard every single day. They expect you to go out there and compete and leave it all on the floor. And you're going to be part of a culture that is way bigger than yourself. And I think you can certainly see that, especially, when I first got to Indianapolis, that's always been evident with Lex. It's not about her. It's about what she can do for this team.
Are you excited about Pacers Game 7?
Yeah, I think we're going to be in the air. So we fly Delta, and sometimes they have the screens on the back of the plane, but sometimes they don't. So I'm hoping for the ones with the screens on back the chair, so I don't have to pay for the Wi-Fi. I'm a little cheap, but super excited. I feel good about it, and I thought they were tremendous in Game 6, and now it's a winners take all kind of game. So no matter which way it goes tonight, the type of season they've had has been absolutely incredible, and you have to appreciate that. And just super fortunate that I get to be in Indianapolis during this time, and we're going to be cheering for them really hard.
The Fever played 4 games against the Aces last year without a win. It's changed so much for both teams. For you, when you scout that this team you're watching.
Yeah, obviously we weren't very successful versus them last year. I thought the 2 games we played versus them at home were a little bit better later in the season. We played them a couple times here early. I think, obviously both rosters have changed a decent amount, but, everything runs through Asia as it should. She's a tremendous player, and, that's got to be our main focus. But also, you got Jackie, you got Jewel, you have Chelsea, and just finding a way to be able to cover all of them and, limit their touches, limit them the best we can, make them take harder contested shots. But at the end of the day, they're really good players. They're going to make some tough ones. But I think for us is not so much looking back on last season. I don't think that's going to help us in, any sort of way. I think it's like reflecting on, what have they done, what do we need to, protect against, but also for ourselves coming off of a loss is like we have things that we need to just do a lot better ourselves that are just principles of how we play the game. We got to be more physical. We got to play with a little bit more energy. We got to play faster. We got to take better care of the ball. So I think all of those things, if we focus on that ourselves and then, also focus on the scout, I think we'll be just fine.
You play a different game in Asia, but
Yeah.
Are there things you can borrow from her that help you?
I would say we're quite different players, so that's tough. I mean, I think she just plays with an energy and a tenacity about her that really affects her team, and that's probably, as a competitor, what I appreciate the most is, when she's on the floor, it's completely different. She affects the games in so many ways, offensively and defensively, and I think that's just what's incredible about the way she plays is the energy. She plays fast. She can dribble, she can shoot, she can attack the glass. Like, there's just so many different ways that she continues to affect the game. So I think it's that and just the competitive spirit she brings for her team.